Cancer, as you know, last month you completed a cycle, so I'm interested to see what's happening this month. You've certainly got the bit between your teeth. You're brave, you're bold, maybe rushing to conclusions about things, but you know, if you know what you're doing, that's no bad thing. Last month there was an indication of love, and we have the lovers here in the past. So I was right, and there's clearly something important about that love. We've got you seeking information. That's you rushing. That's you rushing. Seeking information, seeking knowledge, seeking something new. And of course, if a cycle came to an end and a new one's begun, that seems like a reasonable thing to be doing. In the future, you're scoring some victories. It's a bit of a struggle, and you make people jealous as a result, but you know, that goes with the territory, to be honest. Your energy that leads to the outcome, and the outcome is a very good outcome, is that of saving for the future. Long-term investments, putting stuff away for the future. And whilst I say it's a good outcome, I think there is another trajectory here for you. Because what we've got is you sort of following your head. You know, you've been seeking information, rushing into looking for information. But if you were to spend your time enjoying yourself, celebrating a bit more with family and friends, I think things could be even better for you. But I don't want to take away from the outcome. The outcome is you sitting in your power, you being something of a leader, somewhat conservative sort of leader, sort of person that people come to for advice, but a very powerful person. So given that a new era has started, I'd say these are all very good signs for you, Cancer. Very good indeed. The energy that dominates this reading is the Knight of Swords. He's an admirable knight. He's the fiercest of all the knights. He's bold, he's brave, he's fearless. But he does tend to jump to conclusions. Given that we're in a new epoch, maybe you need to be jumping to some conclusions. Maybe that's what it's all about, you know, we enter a new paradigm and it's all about learning, and in order to learn we have to reach some conclusions, and sometimes they're wrong, but we learn from the fact that they're wrong. I'm not saying yours are, but there's a possibility, there's a distinct possibility, because you do rush into them. But I don't see this as a bad reading. So as I say, even if they're wrong, it's all in the scheme of things. It's about learning. And I see no indication they're wrong, incidentally. Now last month there was the indication of love or a love. And here we have in the past the lovers. So I was right. This is certainly important this month. I'm not sure how. I mean, there's no indication that anything has gone wrong. In fact, I think it's love that brought you to completing your last cycle. So there's no indication of anything wrong. And I think it's having an influence on events this month. But I can't be entirely sure how. But it's good, you know, it's a good sign, whatever. Let's not take it away, you know. It's a good sign. And as I've indicated, you've started a new cycle. So you've started a new cycle. Many people begin the new cycle with a wide-eyed innocence, just enjoying everything that feels new. But you're going out and trying to feel your way around, find the information. You're looking for the information on how you should play things. Can I say that's a bad? No, I won't. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. Just because it isn't the way that other people approach it, I shouldn't say that it's bad. You're looking for what the rules are. You feel like you've started a new game, and therefore you want to know the rules of the game. How do you play it? It's a new paradigm. What am I meant to be doing? And you're going out looking for that information. And as I said earlier, maybe you jump to the wrong conclusions, but that's a part of the learning. We all do things differently, and this is your way of doing it. And as I say, just because your approach isn't my approach, nor indeed the approach of many people, doesn't make it wrong. And indeed, you're scoring some victories. So, you're getting something right. So, who on earth am I, a bloody tarot reader, to tell you that you're doing it wrong? Because you're getting things right here. You're doing things very well here. In the future, you're going to be seeing that you're scoring some victories. It's been a bit of a struggle, of course it is. You're in a new paradigm. You're working out how to do things still. Working out, should I go this way? Should I go that way? Do I handle it like this, or do I handle it like that? What am I to do? So it's been a bit of a struggle, but you're determined and you're getting there. In doing so, you do create some jealousy. As I say, that goes with the territory. So again, I'm not going to criticise you for it. I'm not. Now, times of change, and let's face it, you've been through a major change. So at times of change, it makes absolute sense to save for the future. Long-term savings, and that's exactly what you've been doing. So yet again, you seem to be doing all the right things. It just feels all a little bit too cerebral for me. And I am quite a cerebral person, But it does seem all so very matter of fact, But I can't criticise it. It feels to me to be exactly the right thing to be doing. And this leads to the outcome, and the outcome appears to be a very good outcome. So how on earth can I criticise you for doing this? So it's long-term savings, long-term investments, knowing that you will need them in the future. So it seems like a very sensible thing to do. And of course, we've got love in the background here. Are you saving for a family? Saving for something with this new love? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. You're going to get fed up of me saying, well, this isn't the way I do it, and maybe not the way that many would do it. And, partly it is because we have this energy here that's saying things could be different. But it's not necessarily saying things could be better. But this is an energy of celebration, an energy of throwing caution to the wind, an energy of being with family and friends. And, if we've finished a cycle and started a new cycle, maybe we really should be celebrating. Maybe we should spend more time celebrating, less time seeking out the information. Maybe that's what it's telling us. Because this is a new paradigm, and what worked well in the past might not work well in the future. Now, as I keep saying, I've got no indication that that's right. There's just this energy here that's saying to me, things could be different, Cancer. They could be different. And you see this saving for the future, the action that you're taking leads to a very good outcome. A very good outcome. It's the energy of the Emperor. So a very strong, very powerful person. So you've entered a new paradigm and you've already found a great deal of strength, a great deal of authority, sort of person that people come to for advice. Maybe a little bit conservative. Maybe a little bit conservative. A little bit tried and tested. Maybe that explains your preoccupation with finding out the rules. Do you know, I think it does. I think it does. This is your way of doing it, Cancer. It's your way of doing it. You're doing fine. You're in a new paradigm. You're doing well. You do it your way. Don't listen to this silly old tarot reader in the mountains of Java. You're doing fine. Cancer, you've entered a new paradigm and you've entered it with a flying start and you're playing it your way, and I've kept through all the reading saying it's not the way I'd play it, it's not the way others would. You're doing brilliantly. So don't even listen to me. Last month there was love, and that love is heavily featured now, and maybe that's what's given you this sort of wonderful direction. You know you've entered this new paradigm, and as a result you're going off in search of information, in search of the rules of how you should play this new game. Most of us would just sit back and let things happen for a while, but you're not. You're trying to work out what the rules are, and you know that you'll get some things wrong, but to be honest, looking at this spread, you're getting an awful lot right. One of the things you've, I think, been doing for some time now is you've known there's big changes afoot and you've been saving for the future. Very admirable and very good thing to be doing right now. And it leads to the outcome, which is a good outcome. So you shouldn't listen to me. The only thing I'd say to you is that why I'm sort of reticent, why I've got this sort of scepticism about it all, is there is the suggestion that if you could relax, enjoy yourself more with family and friends, things could be different. It's not saying they could be better. So, the choice is yours, but it's certainly there that maybe do things with family and friends. Because you see, the outcome from particularly your savings is that you step into your power. Very, very strong power, slightly conservative power. But what a wonderful way to be when you've entered a new cycle, a new paradigm, as it were. And indeed, in the future, you're going to be scoring some victories. It's going to be a struggle. Of course it's going to be a struggle. It's a new cycle. You're just learning the rules and you're very eager to learn them, as we've said. But, you will make some mistakes. It will be a bit of a struggle, but you're doing well. And of course, because you're doing well, you will make some people jealous, but that comes with the territory.